Welcome to Action Coaching. Certainly we're delighted that you join us on today because we believe that God has a special coaching word for you. I want you to share with a friend and neighbor about Action Coaching so that they can become a part of these exciting coaching tips that God is allowing us to give you each and every week. Now, no, Action Coaching is not designed to get deeper in depth on a lot of different things. We're here just to offer you some tips as you are enjoying your journey, so it will better help the God-given gift that is in you come out of you so that you can live your best life now. So we are excited about Action Coaching, and we want you to share it with your friend and neighbors so that they can be blessed also. Let us know how you've enjoyed Action Coaching and some of the subject that you would want me to get into here on Action Coaching. Reach out to us via social media. Of course, all of the ways that you can reach out to us, they're in a link in my bio. And I would love to hear from you. I would love to know what you think. I would love to know some topics that you would want me to cover here on Action Coaching, and we would do just that. So thank you for reaching out to us. Thank you for letting us know how we can help you here on Action Coaching. Now, on this week, I'm going to be talking about rising above. Yes, that's going to be one of my favorite subjects, rising above. How do you and I rise above our circumstances? How do we get from point A not only to point B, but C, D, and all the other letters of the alphabet too? We definitely need to know that there is a principle that is involved in rising above. Now, people say, well, why you want to talk about this particular subject? Well, there are two levels in life. There are people that live up here, and there are people that live down here. And generally, the people that maybe live down here are envious of the people that live up here because they feel like they are unique or they got some special gift. But no, that's not necessarily the case. I believe that everything in life is based on principles. And if you put these principles in action, you are going to achieve the desired result. Say, for instance, if somebody believes that they can be a doctor, if they start out doing all of the educational things they do, get the proper grades, go through medical school, go through all of the training that it takes to be a doctor, then it don't take no rocket science to figure out they're going to be a doctor because they exercise all of the principles to get there. And that's the way it is in life, that life, God has put principles here so that nobody could discriminate against us or try to stop us from exercising our destiny, because if we work on these principles are neutral. Principle says that if anybody begin to operate on these principles and begin to be successful enough, they're going to achieve great things. That's why there's so much misinformation in the world, because there's a system that's designed to hold people down. Whether they use misinformation about your color, about your status, about your past, or even about your future, those things are used just to simply hold you down. But however, there is a choice that you have to make, and that choice is that you're going to rise above that. God has created all of us with a unique skill and talent, an ability that only He has given us. We are uniquely made, and He's also given us the opportunity to rise above whatever level you at. If you at a level you don't like, then maybe it's time for you to rise above it and move to another level. If you're dealing with a situation that you don't feel like you should be there, then maybe it's time for you to rise above that level and move to another level. So we're going to talk about this on today. We're going to talk about couple of points as to how you can rise above that level. Or I'm going to talk to you about things that I have experienced that have helped me to move on up the ladder. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is that you got to decide you want to rise above it. Quit grumbling about where you live, what you don't have, who trying to hold you back, or your mom and daddy should have did better, or your sisters and brothers should have did better. You know, it's a one big grumbling, complaining situation each and every day. I would have this if I didn't have this weight. I would have this if I was more attractive. I would have this if somebody was helping me out. Haven't you noticed? Complaining just goes on so much. It's frustrating. Do you think if you spent as much time talking about how you're going to succeed as you do you complaining, don't you think your life would be a lot different? Don't you think you would have achieved many more things? Don't you think you would have put yourself in position to achieve greatness? Now, I know we in a difficult society. This world, we need to quit acting like this world, that everybody in this world is God's perfect creation. God is perfect, God is awesome, but we live in a world that consistently shows us every day the corruption and the desire and the attitudes of people. But we can't complain about that. We live here, but we can rise above that. We can place ourselves in ability to implement change in our life. So we got to be determined to rise above it. Then point number one, I was just talking about, quit doing so much complaining. A lot of people complain if they had this opportunity and that opportunity, they would be better off in life. And then when you give them the opportunity, they fail the opportunity. But they mumble and grumble about, if I had the opportunity, I'd be successful. No, what you were doing, you were grumbling and complaining and talking about it, and you weren't preparing for your opportunity. So the first thing you got to do is not about where you start. Yes, some people have an awesome opportunity when they start, but it ain't about all of that. It's about you deciding that you are going to rise above that. Let the past stay in the past. The only thing you need the past to do for you is to motivate you to strive for a bigger and better future. I don't worry about what I lost, but it does motivate me to strive for the place that God has so much more. And that's what you and I are going to have to do if we're going to rise above. Every single day, there are plenty of people complaining. You can look on social media and plenty of people are complaining about one problem or another. What if we flooded that social media talking about how we're going to rise above? Yes, we've had challenges. Yes, we've had things that have happened. Yes, the plan didn't go as first laid out. But that does not mean we cannot rise above it. I have learned in life that there are more levels in life that one can achieve if they desire to do just that. It's like the first time, I don't know many of you have ever been up on the ladder, but one thing that the ladder is if I want to get up higher to reach something, then I have a ladder. But the amazing thing about the ladder is I cannot get up higher unless I first take the first step to climb up on the ladder. I will never just jump from the lower step to the top step. That is not what the ladder is created for. It is created for you to take the steps, and as you take the steps, the higher in this particular thing that you're doing, you get. And that's the way it is in life. Life is full of many ladders that we have yet to climb, you have yet to climb, I have yet to climb, but it does not mean we cannot climb them. Don't want you to go anywhere. I'm going to be right back to talk to you.
Without commitment, you'll never start, but more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. Keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8.
Welcome back. I left off talking about how that life is like a ladder, that you never will make it to the top unless you start to take the first step. Now, how many people out there have not taken the first step? Let's talk about your first step to rising above. In other words, you got to put in practice in your everyday life the things that are necessary for you to climb the first step. You don't just go from the first step to the top right away. There are steps in between. It's almost like sometimes people think they are an amazing singer and never practice. Never put in the time it takes to be an amazing singer. Never answer the question whether you are a background singer, whether you are a lead singer. Just because you think it in your head does not necessarily mean it's so. And even the people that have the gifts and talents to sing, they have to put the work in too. They have to start at one level and rise to another level. What type of work are you putting in today? What are you doing with your gift and talent? Are you assuming that you're just going to be the same old person that maybe failed to get up early in the morning, that's always making excuses, that always just saying anything to do, that you don't practice excellence? Now notice I say excellence, not perfection. So many people have been fooled that they want to be a perfectionist at everything. Ain't happening. Because if you're a perfectionist at everything, then there's no need for you to try anything else. There are always going to be levels that one have to climb, even when you're at the top. That means you got to work harder. You got to keep going just like you don't have anything. Just because you're at the top, that's not a resting place. That's just a point that you can see more to strive for more. So you need to understand that. But however, putting the work in. Preparation time, I call it. I've been around some amazing cooks in my life. Thank God for amazing cooks. I have tasted and enjoyed some amazing meals. And the thing that I come to learn about all of these amazing meals is the preparation time that go into it before it becomes an amazing meal. course, I'm not a cook, but I'm thankful to God that I'm around great cooks. My wife is a great cook. She comes from a family of great cooks. And so my mother was a great cook. So I just had great cooking all my life. And since I was around great cooking, I didn't feel like it was necessary for me to learn how to cook. But however, in watching the preparation time that it takes to prepare a good meal, the right amount of seasoning, the right amount of time that it takes to prepare the meat and cook it at a certain level, it just don't happen right away. It just don't rise to greatness right away. And what I'm saying to you, I know we're living in a time that people want to wake up on Monday, be great on Tuesday, be all world on Wednesday, own everything by Thursday, on and on and on. That's not the way it's going to happen. You're going to have to rise above it. And the more you rise above something, the more things you can see. Have you ever been on on an airplane? If you haven't, then an elevator or in a high building or whatever. But you know, the higher you go up, the more you can see. Sometimes when you dedicate your life to staying down there with the crowd, you can't see the opportunities that are above the crowd. But the higher you go, the more you rise up, you're able to see that there are so many things that you've been in the midst of, but yet because you were not high enough, you are missing those. It's amazing when you go up 10, 20, 30,000 feet in a plane. You look out the window and say, man, where did all of those houses come from? When did they build that over there? And you flying right at that particular point in the same city that you live in. And it's just amazing to see that there are things that are all around you that you have never had the ability to see. But rising up gives you that opportunity that you can see that there's so much more to your life than you can see right now. Sometimes in the midst of a bad situation, all you can see is the bad situation. But rising up helps you and gives you the ability to see that there are some good situations and that there are some things you can achieve. But you simply just have to move higher. And we are excited about that. Now, I know you said you've been talking about rising up. How do I start to rise up? Now, you know, all of us have a mind. And your mind is a very powerful force that you possess in this life. Whatever you think in your mind, then usually you're going to be stuck right there at that point. I like to say that the mind is the undiscovered country. Why is it the undiscovered country? Because there are places that you can go in your belief and your thinking that you have not walked into yet. The Bible lets us know that if we have this meditation in our mind, we can begin to see and dream and visualize things that perhaps we never thought possible. But a lot of times people think things are not possible because they never had the ability to see those things. Once you see it, you can achieve it. Once you see it, you will believe in it. Once you see it, you begin to rise up. And so we have to ask ourselves, what are we feeding this valuable tool that we have called a mind every day? Are you feeding it a bunch of negativity? Are you feeding it a bunch of other people's complaints? Are you feeding it your own complaints? Your own inability to just get out of yourself and decide to climb. But I'm here to challenge you on today that it is time to rise up. It is time to be better today than you were yesterday. And definitely you're going to be better tomorrow than you were today, because your life is going to be about rising up. I thank God that He's always taught me to look up, not look down, not look around, but to continue to look up. Because when I continue to look up, I can see that there are more things in store for me. There are more avenues that I can go down. There are even greater things that I can achieve, and it's all about rising up. Everybody get a great joy at moving up. Everybody have hope when they feel they're not stuck in a particular place. But however, everybody got to understand you got to want to rise up, and you got to put a picture in your mind that you can rise up. Have you ever went around and saw things, and a lot of times we'd be like, we would hope to have something like that, rather than understanding that we can rise to a level that we don't have to hope we're going to have something like that. We can have what we saw. That's what God is doing. That's how He's moving us to another level. When you're coaching, whether it's an athlete, whether it's a student that's striving to go higher in education, the very thing you have to help them do is not see where they are, but see what they can rise up to be. To see that you are better than that you got more in you, that there are greater challenges that you can achieve. And it's all about rising up. Let's rise up. Let's see the greatness before us. Let's achieve great and mighty things. And I often say to younger people that you see great things in front of you, but you're going to do better than that. If you reach the level that your father and mother reached, that's not good enough. You should reach even a greater level because you had them to build upon. And so I'm excited today about telling you it's time to rise up. Well, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you.
Tap somebody and say, I'm made for miracles. You know why God allowed things to happen to you? He want to teach you that there are about 5 people got it. He want to teach you that there are. So whatever the devil knock you back with, God said now's the time to show him that he can't keep me there. Y'all ain't talking. Now is the time to let the devil know greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world.
Welcome back. Thank you for being a part of Action Coaching on today. I didn't get a chance to get into all of the things I would desire to do, but however, we want to hear from you, and maybe we can spend some more time talking about a particular subject I have touched on and you would love to hear more about, and I would love to do it here on Action Coaching. Now, you know, we need to be like a lot of the shows that they have. If it's a singing contest, people will vote on who's the most popular singing, what the song they like, or if it's any other show, it's the audience that drives what they will show in the next show. And so there are things here on Action Coaching that I would love to hear from a whole lot of you that say, I want you to cover this, and certainly we want to do it. Before I leave you on today, I want to encourage you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. Yes, here on Action Coaching, we desire to do bigger and better things. We desire to do even more creative things to share these coaching sessions with you. And I can assure you, in the future, not too long of a future, in the coming months, you're going to be able to see all of the amazing things here on Action Coaching that you helped us to do, and I want you to continue to support us. There's a link in my bio that will give you all the information you need to help us here on Action Coaching, and we would love to hear from you. Send us a generous seed faith offering so that we can continue to expand Action Coaching and continue to reach so many people. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. And as I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.